I know that some people know your story. If you can share with people, maybe my blog followers,
Okay.
just a short version of.
Is this thing on now?
Yeah, we've been rolling.
Oh. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been rolling.
Cool.
So,
good to go.
yeah. So if you can just share with people where you came from, what you're about, and maybe talk a little bit about juice feasting, and promote the heck out of what we got going on in September. And
That sounds good. Then, as long as I'm free to speak, I'm going to tell them what you, myself, and this pretty lady over here decided to do.
Absolutely.
All right, good to go. Well, hello everybody out there. My name is Dave, the Raw Food Trucker. I'm a raw fooder, and I did not get this name derived from my raw food community. I got this name derived from my trucking community. As I shifted and changed and made changes in my life so that I could live, I really changed the way that I eat, the way that I prepare my foods, what I allow to go in my body. And a lot of it was at our operating center down in Fontana, California. And also another operating center in Portland, Oregon, and another operating center in French Camp, California, because I drove up and down the I-5. So I'm going to start with this a little bit at the beginning here and bring you all up to date. At one point, I would say, I don't know, 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago maybe by now, I weighed about 430 pounds, and I was dying. I was going to Mexico and taking buying Actos, metformin, and glyburide down there, and then bringing it up here and taking double the doses, because if I was a truck driver, I could not drive if I was on insulin. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't on insulin. My diabetes continued to get worse, and at one point my doctor told me that she was going to go ahead and probably need to put me on insulin. So I have a 9th grade education. I never graduated from high school, and I had some real concerns about, where am I going to go? What am I going to do to, make a living? And I teach people how to drive a truck, and I got a couple of students, as I usually get. This student was a married couple named David and Yuta Whiting. And to this day, I tell people that I owe David and Yuta my life. And I always show respect to Gabriel Cousins and everyone at the Tree of Life, because of his research into diabetes and low glycemic raw foods. There is no doubt in my mind that I would not be sitting here right now talking to you, giving this interview, meeting these wonderful people here. We're in Portland, by the way, tonight. And when Dave and Yuta hopped into my truck, I told them that I was dying, I was getting ready to check out, that I had a pretty good life, and my kids were grown, and I can't seem to get rid of this diabetes, and I was getting real sick. I could feel it. Just to make this very clear, I was not told by a doctor that I was dying. So anyway, they told me that they knew about a diet that I could eat as much as I wanted, and the weight would just roll off. And I told them, well, I've tried the Atkins diet, but I keep gaining the weight back on when it's time to taper off on the carbs. That have bad effects on me. For me, I'm not saying that to anybody, don't do the Atkins diet. What I've discovered in the last 3 years is that different things work for different people. I will tell you this, if you're going to do the Atkins diet, please, please, please read the China study first. And then if you still want to do the Atkins diet, jump right into it. So I'm in my big rig, and these guys are telling me that they're raw fooders, and you got to understand, I ate 3 pounds of red meat a day. I ate the 2-pound baby loaf of Tillamook sharp cheddar cheese or medium cheddar cheese. I ate 3 of those 2-pound puppies a week. My idea of a salad was the pickle and lettuce that they would put on a quarter pound or a Big Mac or something. Somebody told me to eat greens. My idea of a green was iceberg lettuce soaked in, and I do mean soaked, in blue cheese dressing. It took a lot for me to, a real commitment on my part. I didn't realize it at the time, but I look back now and I realized I was truly committed to maintaining this 430 pounds. It took a lot of effort. It took a lot of pills. I was on well over 20 prescription medications. I think it was 25 or something. I'm dyslexic and I have to get everything lined up. It'll be in my book. But it was a real commitment. I was on inhalers. I was on, stuff. It was just insane, the sheer amount of medicine, that prescription medications and or medications I was on just to be able to function. I couldn't walk 30 feet without huffing and puffing. So anyway, Dave and Judith were with me while I was training them for 2 weeks, and I went raw, and I think in that 2 weeks, it was a lot of weight, like a pound a day or something, a little over maybe. But after 90 days of being raw, I had lost 98 pounds.